The term monk mode can be simply defined as avoiding all romantic relationships with women, short or long term. Presumably, it also means that one focuses all his time and energy on a goal, whether it's the advancement of his career, personal growth, or just living for his own satisfaction. Some MGTOW monks keep a low profile, i.e. ghosting, while others are more public in their lifestyle, possibly even being influential in society or famous. By these definitions, I have been in monk mode myself for almost 8 years. After my divorce, I've had no motivation to pursue relationships. I haven't even gone on a single date. Even though I tried an online dating app, it was brief, and I mostly just tried it to see what was out there. As we say in MGTOW, once you learn the truth about female nature, you lose the desire for relationships with them, and all that's left is a physical attraction. Another saying you'll hear tossed around in MGTOW is that you can either understand women or you can love them, but you can't do both. To understand them is to realize what they are really in it for, which is using us as disposable utilities. And this kills our blue pill, honeymoon mentality that we had instilled in us from society from years of hearing love songs on the radio and watching romantic stories in movies. One aspect of monk mode that I don't think gets addressed in MGTOW is whether this is a permanent decision, as when a monk or priest commits to a lifetime of service to the religion, or if it's a temporary phase that men go through, typically after a breakup or during a period of life where we just need to focus on a specific endeavor without distraction. The word mode implies the latter. A mode is just a setting on an electronic device, for example, that goes back and forth depending on the situation. I believe that the best way to understand monk mode is that it is temporary. Or if it's not temporary, then it's a state that's achieved after much experience with women is already under your belt. I am an example of this. I've already had my go-around with marriage. I did the whole husband-wife, house with picket fence thing, already had my kids, so my biological imperative to procreate has already been satisfied. This is one less thing which tempts me to go back to the plantation. But my best friend from college hasn't had kids yet, and he wants them. Even though intellectually he shows an understanding of red pill concepts, his biological imperative is winning out because he's looking for a wife like it's his job. He's one of those people who believes that if he doesn't have kids, then his family legacy will be wasted and it will die out in shame. So because of this, he's willing to assume all the risks of marriage. He knows this. He's even told me he knows the dangers, but he's decided he is going to have kids, and he's just hoping for the best. Other men can't go without sex, and this is their Achilles heel. These men won't get married, but they turn into PUAs and players. The small subset of men who are true MGTOW monks seem to be born with it. It's part of their personality. Maybe it's introversion. Maybe in some cases it's even Asperger's syndrome. I don't know. In high school and college, I never had problems getting opportunities with girls. But I never pursued these opportunities. I must have really pissed off a couple of them, especially the girl I went to prom with. We liked each other and everyone assumed we were together, but even back in high school, I had this guiding voice in my head telling me to stay single. I'm sure most of you MGTOWs know exactly what I'm talking about. When did you ever feel truly at peace and relaxed with a girl, other than after sex? Never. Peace of mind is almost exclusively the experience of single men. So how can I explain my marriage? I'll admit it probably only happened because I found my ex-wife very attractive. She came on strong to me. Plus at the time, kids seemed like something I wouldn't mind. Maybe marriage was my temporary lapse of judgment. But in my defense, I can say I was not red-pilled then. I was genuinely naive. What do you guys think? Is monk mode usually a temporary life phase, or is it permanent? And if it's permanent, what causes this? Is it a man's personality, or is it the result of his life experiences? That's all I have for today. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already.